Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now. This morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Thursday, August 22nd. Dealing with a little bit of fog this morning, right?
Yeah, it's over downtown right now, and we have a nice image of it as well. That's going to be some dense fog in Beaver Falls as well, Black River Falls, excuse me, all the way down into Prairie du Chien as well. So it's a morning of fog and low cloud activity. What I've got going on for you here right now, though, is that fog is actually receding, gradually lifting out of the area, out of the downtown area. You're also going to see Black River Falls. You get into areas by Sparta, you're at 10 miles visibility, but you get down all the way to Boscobel as well as Prairie du Chien, and you've got some patchy fog out there that could be dense in some locations. That being said, our river valleys are also going to have a little fog, and folks, please be careful out there. Current temperatures widespread in the 50s and some 40s out there. You're also going to see the radars to be pretty light right now, but there is a little bit of rainfall trying to sneak in closer to Minneapolis. We'll keep an eye on that because that's going to usher in more rainfall as we go into the 4 o'clock hour, finishing the afternoon and going up to Ladysmith and then down to Eau Claire, possibly trying to get near us as well. But it's about a 10% chance, so it's unlikely we'll get that rainfall. Perhaps on Friday, though, some of that will slip from the north, working right back to Eau Claire and then down into La Crosse as we go through Friday into the afternoon and early evening hours. And then once again, as we go into the evening, finishing out with some of that rainfall back in our forecast. When I return, I'll give you a better view of that and a look at what's going to transpire for this weekend with that heat on the way.
All eyes on Chicago tonight, with Vice President Kamala Harris set to accept the Democratic Party's nomination for president. Last night, her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, gave a rousing pep talk as he accepted the vice presidential nomination. CBS's Caroline Cummings reports.
Never underestimate a public school teacher.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, former high school teacher and football coach, gave what he called a pep talk while accepting the Democratic nomination for vice president as his family at times tearfully looked on.
There'll be time to sleep when you're dead. We're going to leave it on the field. That's how we'll keep moving forward. That's how we'll turn the page on Donald Trump.
Day 3 of the convention, themed A Fight for Our Freedoms, featured speeches from veteran party heavy hitters.
Kamala Harris will work to solve our problems, seize our opportunities, ease our fears.
Also, some of the party's rising stars.
Kamala and Tim's names may be on the ballot, but it's your rights. It's our rights. It's our future and freedoms that are on the line.
There were energetic musical performances and this plea from media mogul Oprah Winfrey.
Let's all choose Kamala Harris.
Vice President Kamala Harris was not in the building last night for Walz's speech. She was preparing for her big moment tonight when she accepts her party's nomination for president. The campaign says her acceptance speech tonight will focus on 3 objectives: her record, setting apart her agenda from former President Donald Trump's, and her optimistic vision for the country.
Today, former President Trump and J.D. Vance are focusing on immigration on the campaign trail. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is expected to end his independent presidential campaign tomorrow. 2 sources say he'll address the nation from Phoenix. This comes as Kennedy's campaign is reportedly in talks with Trump's team about a potential endorsement. On Tuesday, Kennedy's running mate said they're considering whether to join forces with Trump. Trump, who's rallying in Arizona tomorrow as well, has expressed openness to Kennedy playing a role in a future administration if he drops out and offers his support.
I like him a lot. I respect him a lot. I probably would if something like that would happen. He's a very different kind of a guy, very smart guy. And yeah, I would be honored by that endorsement.
Trump downplayed the possibility of Republican backlash from having Kennedy in his potential administration. Breaking overnight, Canada's 2 main railway companies shut down late last night, causing all rail shipments across the U.S.-Canadian border to be halted. The stoppage is the first time both Canadian National Railway and Canadian Pacific Kansas City have had a work stoppage at the same time due to a labor dispute. The work stoppage could deal a major blow to both the U.S. and Canadian economies and also impact passenger train traffic, depending how long it lasts. A report by the Anderson Economic Group estimates a 7-day stoppage could cause more than $1 billion in economic damage. Also breaking overnight, the body of British tech magnate Mike Lynch was recovered this morning from a sunken yacht off the coast of Italy. Yesterday, 4 bodies were found aboard the sunken vessel that belonged to Lynch. An Italian newspaper is reporting 2 other bodies were Morgan Stanley banker Jonathan Bloomer and U.S. lawyer Chris Morvillo. Gaza ceasefire talks are set to resume in Egypt this weekend as the U.S. is still trying to push for a ceasefire deal. President Biden called Israeli PM Netanyahu yesterday. An Israeli airstrike damaged a central Gaza school, killing 2 and injuring 10 children. Israel claims Hamas used the facility without providing evidence. Thousands in southern Gaza are evacuating on Israeli orders.
People are afraid they're being displaced for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, up to 10 times. Looking for somewhere safe. There's nowhere safe in Gaza.
Pro-Palestine demonstrators near Chicago's Democratic National Convention planned their largest protest for tonight. The trial date and location has been set for the man accused of killing Madeleine Kingsbury. Adam Fravel's jury trial begins October 7th in Mankato after it was moved out of Winona County due to concerns over not being able to have a fair trial there. Fravel faces first-degree murder charges in Kingsbury's death. She disappeared in March of 2023, prompting a massive search. Her body was found last June. A judge dismissed the case of an Alaska man facing 17 felonies related to drug trafficking and crimes. 30-year-old Efrain Estrada's La Crosse County case was thrown out because he now faces similar federal charges. Estrada was arrested in July after police found hundreds of grams of drugs, including meth, fentanyl, Xanax, and marijuana. Police also discovered 10 firearms, ammunition, and other drug paraphernalia. 6 people, including 3 children, were injured in a traffic crash on Highway 21 in Byron. According to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, an eastbound SUV on Highway 21 hit a Jeep trying to turn onto the highway from County Road N. The Jeep's driver, 32-year-old Corey Phillips of Mauston, was seriously injured. 7 people were in the SUV. Both the driver, 31-year-old Tammy Stanley of Camp Douglas, and an unnamed 31-year-old passenger also seriously hurt. 3 children suffered minor injuries, while another 2 were uninjured. 1 week from now, La Crosse's unsheltered population will be looking for new places to live as the camping ban on all city-owned property goes into effect. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall is learning how the ban will impact some area nonprofits as well.
The clock is ticking for those camping on city-owned property like June Hart.
I have no idea where we're going. We just got a housing voucher a couple of weeks ago. The only problem is nobody's willing to rent to us.
Hart's husband has a criminal record, making housing more challenging to get. With Salvation Army at capacity and Catholic Charities Warming Center not opening up for overnights until the fall, its advancement director Rob Grover says there's a demand and they're having trouble accommodating. People can still shower there, but unlike its Eau Claire and Wausau locations, the La Crosse location isn't open for overnights 365 days a year.
We would love to be able to do more if the funding was there, if we had more of a partnership on that from the city and the county, but we don't have that right now. So we're trying to open when we can so that folks still can get some services.
Catholic Charities has seen more people come to them for shelter. Grover says he expects even more after the camping ban.
Some of those folks that were really apprehensive about coming into the shelter, they may be coming here. But the truth of the matter is, we've got capacity limits for safety reasons. We can't take everyone. So I think one of the concerns is going to be, where are people going to go?
Matthew Murray already knows where he'll be.
I've been trying to figure out where the state trail picks up, and guess what? I figured it out. So I think we're all just going to move from one trail to the other.
Grover says capacity and overnight stays may be limited, but the nonprofit isn't giving up on helping the homeless.
We're going to do everything we can to have as much space as we can, to have the space be as comfortable as we can, and we are in conversations on what can we do to maybe be open more to be able to help people.
In La Crosse, Jeremy Wall, News 8 Now this morning.
The Reach Center says it'll continue providing services for housing instability. They're also expecting increased demand when the camping ban goes into effect. Winona County drivers, a note for you. A major road closure starts today. The Highway Department says County Road 17 will be shut down for up to 4 weeks as crews replace a culvert box. Both lanes will be closed to traffic, but local residents will have access to an alternate route. Plan your commute accordingly and expect delays in the area. Toma's school board is asking for your help with a major decision. On Monday, they voted 6-1 to put a $177 million referendum on the November ballot. If approved, the district will use the money to build a new high school, turn the current high school into a middle school, and convert the old middle school into an elementary school. The referendum would also include upgrades to various student programs.
Very excited about the potential for the collaborative learning spaces, increasing the access for our fine arts programs, increasing the access to our gyms that would be available for extracurricular, etc., through this particular capital referendum.
Keep an eye on your mailbox. The district will soon send out more information on the referendum. A new free option for filing your taxes is coming to the Badger State. Governor Tony Evers announced Wisconsin will join the IRS Direct File program for the 2025 tax season. That means you'll be able to file your taxes online directly with the IRS for free. The U.S. Treasury Department reports taxpayers spend an average of 13 hours and $270 preparing their taxes each year. The time now is 6:10. Still ahead on your morning news, Chipotle wants to test your Chipotle history knowledge. Beyonce is launching her own whiskey brand, and the seasonal pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks. As summer winds down, flight searches are up on various travel booking sites. More on fall travel deals and how travelers are scrounging for savings. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. A celestial object spotted with help of citizen scientists was moving so fast through the Milky Way, it could escape the galaxy's gravity and go intergalactic. The object, likely a faint red star, zoomed along at roughly 1.3 million miles per hour. By comparison, the sun orbits around the Milky Way at a rate of 450,000 miles per hour. Hypervelocity stars are extremely rare. If confirmed, this would be the first known hypervelocity, very low mass star. For now, leaving you with a live look outside the United Center in Chicago, home, of course, to this year's Democratic National Convention. This is where Vice President Kamala Harris is expected to formally accept her party's nomination for president tonight. We have a crew there, and we will keep you updated throughout the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The Labor Day sale is going on now at International Furniture. 40% off the retail price on all upholstery in stock and special orders. All in-stock pictures, rugs, lamps, and accessories, 50% off the retail price. International Furniture, I-90 Airport Exit 2, La Crosse.
Drugs, gangs, and crime are flooding into our communities. But instead of getting tough on the border, Senator Tammy Baldwin supported amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants, including convicted criminals. Criminals like an illegal immigrant with multiple DUI charges who went on to kill a Wisconsin father of 3 while driving drunk again. Tell Senator Tammy Baldwin no amnesty for illegal immigrants, especially criminals. Vote to secure the border.
To everyone out there who loves Culver's,
the feeling is mutual. Everything's made fresh.
Everything. Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's.
Yay! We love our guests.
Love. As much as our guests love us.
This is me and my happy place.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
It's a Labor Day celebration going on right now here at Carl's.
We have hot buys throughout the store.
Save up to 45% on major appliances.
Buy a Samsung 4-piece kitchen package and get this 55-inch TV free.
All TVs are on sale.
All grills are priced to move. Save up to $900 on Serta iComfort mattresses and up to 70% on in-stock TV stands and consoles. It's a Labor Day celebration going on right now here at Carl's.
Carl's, your servicing dealer since 1956.
Drive into summer with the rugged Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Summer is for exploring, so get outdoors, kick up some dust, get muddy, or just find that perfect campsite. All from Honda, the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
There's a side of Eric Hovde you might not know. In his 20s, he was diagnosed with MS, and in that moment, his life and priorities changed. Eric started Hovde Homes. Hovde Homes rescue abandoned children from sex trafficking and slavery. For children who never experienced real love, Hovde Homes offer the love, care, and support they need to heal. MS changed Eric's life, and thousands of children are alive today because of it.
The Labor Day sale is going on now at International Furniture. 40% off the retail price on all upholstery in stock and special orders. All in-stock pictures, rugs, lamps, and accessories, 50% off the retail price. International Furniture, I-90 Airport Exit 2, La Crosse.
Well, good morning to you. If you're just joining us today, we have some patchy to dense fog. Some of that also carrying over in the downtown area right now. In fact, we'll also be seeing as we go into the remainder of the day, we're looking at temperatures to be at least below seasonal averages and carrying over that into Friday. But after that, Saturday all the way through Monday, we're looking at temperatures from 87 to about 92 degrees, and it's going to feel about 5 to 8, maybe even more to 10 degrees on your skin. So it's going to feel much warmer than what you're seeing. You're also looking at the fog and low cloud activity that's out there right now. Ladysmith is doing okay. Eau Claire has a little patchy fog. That extends all the way down to Black River Falls. That's in dense fog. That continues to push all the way into areas by Sparta as well as La Crosse right now. We're also picking up some patchy to dense fog, as you can see down by Prairie du Chien and Boscobel. That being said, we also have current temperatures looking at some 40s still in some of the areas that has the fog and low cloud activity that's dense in some cases. We're also seeing widespread 50s for everybody else. Take a look here. The radar, not much happening, as I've already mentioned. There's some light rainfall trying to get to Minneapolis out of the west, and we're seeing more of that rainfall here by Beaver Dam, Madison, and working over to Oshkosh and Green Bay. That being said, take a look at the rainfall that we could see over the next few hours here, kind of cutting in all the way from the afternoon into the evening hours, well up to the north, though. Some of it's going to try to track down to the south, but it's going to be light. We go into Friday, though, picking up some rainfall in the early morning hours up to the north, tracking back down to Eau Claire, trying to bring a sprinkler or two into La Crosse, and it's looking like we may find ourselves with about a 10 to 20% chance of rainfall. We're not going to get anything out of this. It looks like maybe a tenth of an inch, possibly well up to the north by Ladysmith. All right, that being said, I have your full forecast coming up in just a bit. I'll have more on that, but I want to take you into at least the possibility of that rain tracker, as I showed you. Not much as far as that is concerned, but your full forecast is coming up in just a bit. Stick around.
In your consumer news this morning, Chipotle wants to test your IQ. The restaurant chain says it's a trivia game about its ingredients, history, sustainability, efforts, and more. Chipotle says some super fans might unlock an extra credit question worth a year of free burritos. Others could win rewards points or BOGO deals. The test is at ChipotleIQ.com. Beyonce is the latest celebrity to get into the liquor business. Her whiskey is called Sir Davis, named after her great-grandfather. His first name was Davis, and Beyonce's son's name is Sir. Beyonce is one of many celebrities with their own liquor brands, including Snoop Dogg and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. It's still summer, but a blaring signal of the fall season is arriving this week. The pumpkin spice latte is coming back to Starbucks in the U.S. today. That's earlier than ever and 2 days earlier than last year. Starbucks celebrated the drink's 20th anniversary last year. Since its launch, the pumpkin spice latte has been both beloved and mocked as it ushered in an era of pumpkin spice products. Roughly 10% of Starbucks' overall sales come from seasonal staples, the chain revealed yesterday. Travel executives are worried about less traveling now that summer is reaching its end, but don't expect to stretch out in an empty airline aisle quite yet. Karen Cafa looks at what it means for fall flight deal hunting.
Blockbuster revenge travel, the big, long trips that came after COVID-19 lockdowns, is tamping down to the concern of travel CEOs. But as summer winds down, Christy Hudson of Expedia says flight searches are up on the travel booking website.
Looking ahead to fall, flight searches are up overall for fall, so the interest to travel still seems like it's going strong.
Experts like Katie Nastro of Going see more of a moderation in travel spending, mostly because airfares have fallen off post-pandemic peaks with a nearly 3% drop from last summer.
People aren't necessarily pulling back on travel. They're sort of putting their dollars towards experiences and looking to take advantage of the fact that airfare's at some of its lowest that it's been.
Hudson says in addition to cheaper airfare, travelers are seeking savings in other areas too.
they may take a shorter trip. They may downstar from a 4-star to a 3-star property. But what we have learned over the past couple years is that they're still going to find a way to travel.
That includes high hopes for a Labor Day weekend that could bookend a record-setting summer for air passenger volume.
They're saying it could look similar to 4th of July when TSA screened about 3 million people.
Bottom line, travel deals are out there, but there's competition to snag them. So book early and prepare for company.
That's it for your morning consumer news. The time now is 6:19. Let's check in with Art for a look at our forecast.
Alexandra, as I told you before, it's that fog is out there over downtown La Crosse, and you can see it here still. And it looks like it's kind of thickening up just a wee bit. It looked like it was backing off. It is maybe pulling back a little bit, but you can see it is thickening up a bit. So we'll see this continue all the way into at least the 8 o'clock hour, possibly into 9 o'clock. It'll all be done for everybody. You can see widespread patchy to dense fog out there that continues to stretch all the way from Eau Claire all the way down into Black River Falls, down into Boscobel, and then Prairie du Chien, as well as La Crosse. That being said, high pressure gets out of the way. We're going to open up pretty much the flow coming in from the west. Slowly but surely, it'll push a little bit of moisture in our area. That's a 10% chance, becoming a 20% chance once we get into tonight and possibly again on Friday as well. This opens up more so for Friday. You can see that flow coming in with more rainfall on the way, coming across that edge of high pressure. And then below seasonal average temperatures, as I mentioned, into Friday. Hot conditions coming in as we go into the weekend. We're looking at 87 to 92 degrees, and it will feel a lot warmer on your skin. In fact, as we get into Saturday, it'll be 87 degrees, but it'll feel like it's about 91 degrees. So Sunday and Monday are possibly going to be our warmest days, so bear that in mind. We have mild conditions now. That'll get out of the way with warmer air starting to funnel a little bit closer into Minnesota and eventually pouring itself into La Crosse as well as much of the Coulee region. That being said, you'll see that continue all the way into Sunday and Monday. That begins to back off, heading down to the south a little bit more, south of Chicago, and then we'll get this. We'll start picking up a little bit of light rainfall flow coming into the forecast. You'll see this continue to come in as we go into Friday. More rainfall coming in, as I mentioned, a 10 to 20% chance of rainfall popping in. It could get up to 30% chance by the day. Later on in the afternoon, we could probably see that kind of pick up a little bit more so, but you're going to see it flow right over us from the early afternoon, continuing out of the area with a break going through your evening commute. By Saturday, going into the overnight hours and beyond, once we get into the opening, at least for the day, getting into sunrise, you'll see more moisture down to the south by Decorah, Prairie du Chien, and Boscobel, and some fog up to the north for everybody else. We're picking up sunny sky, or sun tracker here, some more of that sunshine is going to head its way, or I should say clearing skies up to the north as we get into it. Then eventually we'll see some rainfall down to the south. Highs today, well, widespread 70s possibly. Tomorrow we'll probably add in an 81 degree mark for us with the potential for a little bit of rainfall. You see a 10 to 20% chance there. Here's a look at the feels like tracker. This is what I was talking about. We get into La Crosse, the high will be 87 degrees, but it'll feel like it's 91 degrees on your skin for Saturday. Finishing out your 8-day forecast, 79 degrees today, 81 tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies, getting into a 20% chance of rainfall for Saturday, increasing possibly into the evening hours. Sunday, we have at least 91 with warmer weather coming in for Monday at 92 degrees, and then we slide right back down to cooler conditions back into the mild. Back to you.
Thank you, Art. The time now is 6:22. Still ahead, a new study reveals most supermarket baby foods aren't meeting key health requirements. Up next, we'll show you which nutrients your baby could be missing out on.
Coming up in the Blitz, find out which teams begin their football seasons with some Thursday night lights, plus highlights from some action-packed baseball yesterday.
And for now, leaving you with a live look inside the United Center in Chicago, where this year's DNC is taking place. And tonight, Vice President Kamala Harris will formally accept her party's nomination as the Democratic candidate for president. Today's theme is For Our Future. We'll have continued coverage of the day's events, so stick with us and stay with us. We'll be right back.
Right now, it's the Labor Day sale at Home Furniture. Get up to an extra 10% off sale prices, like this counter table and 4 chairs for just $999. Or pay no interest for 3 years during the Labor Day sale, going on now at Home Furniture.
Life has become too expensive. Groceries and gas have gotten out of control, and red tape is killing the economy. But fortunately, our Congressman Derek Van Orden is fighting for solutions to make living more affordable for us in Wisconsin. He's advocating for common sense bills that would make everyday items like gas and groceries more affordable.
Now, Congress has an opportunity to lower costs by cutting red tape. Tell Congressman Van Orden to keep working to lower costs and support the Red Tape Reduction Act.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability. And experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now. Get up to $7,400 in total savings on a new 2024 Ford F-150, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
My day is packed. Client meetings,
Patient rounds.
Getting kids out the door.
But Eric Hovde thinks all women care about is Hollywood.
It's just deplorable. Sadly, with, females, they spend too much time focused on what's going on in Hollywood.
Well, guess what, Eric Hovde?
We know you supported overturning Roe versus Wade.
And we know you'd vote for a national abortion ban, too.
Eric Hovde must think he knows better than us.
What is wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
It's the Labor Day mattress sale at Home Sleep Express. Get up to an extra 10% off sale prices or pay no interest for 3 years on quality mattress brands Luxuria and Thomas Cole Sleep during the Labor Day mattress sale. Going on now at Home Sleep Express.
Welcome to the Blitz. Well, today the high school football season in Wisconsin begins. The wait is almost over and a few area teams will look to start out 1-0. After a 9-2 season just a year ago, La Crosse Central has a tough draw for Week 1 as they take on Waunakee, who ended their season back in 2023 in the second level of the playoffs. Both La Crosse schools are in action today as Logan is also on the road. Rangers will look to get off to a better start than they did last year when they began 0-2. And the annual Bangor-Melrose-Mindoro matchup is in store yet again. Bangor shut out the Mustangs last year in the opener, and they've dominated the series as of late. All right, let's check in on the Brewers. Cards up 1 in the fourth when Mason Wynn serves one through the 5-6 hole to extend the home side's lead. St. Louis faithful feeling good early, but here comes the crew. 3-0 count for William Contreras, and Wild Bill is sitting on that off-speed pitch, smacking it into the left field corner, and that would tie things up. It would stay tied until the 7th when the Rook comes through with another clutch hit that Milwaukee would get in front courtesy of. Jackson Churio is having a heck of a season, but St. Louis would respond in their half of the inning. Lucan Baker with a pinch hit appearance, and he comes through in a big way. That blast ties things up again. To the 8th we go, another newcomer with a big at-bat, Joey Ortiz hitting one to the left center gap. That ball clanks against the wall and scores Willie Adames and Reese Hoskins to put the Brewers back in front. The Cardinals would battle back in the 9th, sending this one to extras. And in the end, they load the bases, and Nolan Arenado, crushes a walk-off grand slam. All right, Twins looking to avoid the sweep in the city that Ron Burgundy built. Austin Martin gets the party started in a good 4th inning for them, and it was a doozy for the Padres pitcher, Matt Waldron. Stay tuned for that. The double down the line scores 2 to make it 3-0. A few batters later, it's Royce Lewis up with runners on the corners. He shoots one back up the middle to score Willie Castro and make it 5-zip. Next hitter is Matt Wallner, and Matt is good with the bat. He knew that one was gone the second it hit the barrel, and that 3-run jack ups the lead to 8, still in the 4th inning. And a day like this had to feel good. Minnesota had lost 3 straight, and Padres pitchers felt their wrath today. Martin again coming through with a knock down the third base line. Matt Waldron allowing a career-high 10 runs in this outing. And the Twins go on to take this one 11-4, handing San Diego just their 7th loss in the last 29 games. And that'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us. It's a free ride.
But I already paid.
Welcome to Washington, D.C. You got a bunch of loudmouth, preening politicians. It's absolute chaos. I'm Derek Van Orden, and after 26 years as a Navy SEAL, there's a few things that I learned. You stay on mission, You know what you're fighting for. And sometimes you gotta get a little dirty to finish the job. Let's go, kids. Not you. Not you. You. Let's go. I'm Derek Van Orden. I approve this message.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your Best Choice GMC dealer today.
Whatever you were thinking, think bigger. It's the King Furniture Labor Day sale. Bigger selection and bigger discounts. Get up to 60% off the biggest names in furniture and 0% financing. Whoa, now that's big. Shop our huge inventory of in-stock furniture and have it in your home quick with free delivery. You won't want to miss this. It's the Labor Day sale going on now at King Furniture.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's fall footwear sale is going on now. Shop our unbeatable selection and prices on your favorite brands of fall boots and shoes. Right now, all Skechers are buy one, get one half price. 25% off assorted cat work boots. Plus, find value on quality brands throughout the store, like Centric brake pads, rotors, shoes, and drums, 10% off. Rewards members save 15%. And buy 3 Cooper tires, get 1 free.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
After I decided my pain was too much, and my doctor actually suggested that I do visit the Good Feet store. Pretty amazing when they put the arch supports in your shoe and you walk around and you realize there's not pain and you think, how can this arch support in my shoe make my back pain go away? But it works. And how can it make my knee pain go away? It was incredible.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if arch supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic, don't you think? Oh, I love this song so much. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Come to the LABA Parade of Homes, August 22nd through the 25th.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
In your morning medical news, today is National Rainbow Baby Day, which celebrates the birth of a child after experiencing pregnancy loss. About 21,000 pregnancies nationwide result in stillbirth each year, according to the CDC. Michael George has one family's story.
It might be better for me to go up.
Stephanie Lee is expecting her second rainbow baby. 1.5-year-old Elia is her first rainbow baby, born after a pregnancy loss. Her first child, Elodie, was stillborn at 36 weeks.
It's something your brain just never fathoms could be an option. And so we entered the lost parent community after we lost our daughter. Actually, my daughter.
Stephanie is at the Mount Sinai Rainbow Clinic for women who have experienced stillbirth, providing quality care and psychological support during future pregnancies.
To understand the etiology of the patient's past stillbirth history or perinatal loss, and then put a plan into place to prevent future stillbirth, because history of a stillbirth is one of the leading risk factors for stillbirth in a future pregnancy.
I was recommended to do a pre-conception consultation, and it just put this reassurance and hope in our family.
Complications that were overlooked in Stephanie's first pregnancy were discovered. The clinic also helps reduce fear and anxiety.
We have built into our program a social worker who is really amazing and meets with the patients. We've also started a peer support group. I think also advocating when you're pregnant to have access to frequent monitoring is so important. Our patients know that if they're concerned at any time that they can come in and have an ultrasound.
Every single team member at the clinic is sensitive to the fact that this is a hopeful but scary journey.
Stephanie says the journey for every parent who's lost a child is unique.
We love and relish any opportunity to share about Elodie and her impact on our lives.
She wants other families to know support is available.
The Rainbow Clinic model started in the UK, and Mount Sinai's was the first in the nation. 2 others have just launched, one in New York and one in Utah. Is your baby's food as nutritious as it claims? A new study finds many store-bought baby foods could fall short. Researchers analyzed 651 foods for children aged 6 to 36 months. 60% failed to meet WHO nutritional guidelines. 70% didn't meet protein content standards, and 25% fell short on calories. 44% exceeded sugar recommendations. Almost none met all WHO advertising standards for clear labeling and accurate health claims. Experts advise parents to carefully read labels and consult with pediatricians about their child's nutritional needs. Past the olive oil, new research suggests the Mediterranean diet may reduce your risk of getting COVID-19. An Indonesian research team reviewed 6 studies across 5 countries, focusing on participants who followed the Mediterranean diet. That diet, long known for its anti-inflammatory properties, may help combat COVID, as inflammation is associated with the virus's development and severity. However, the research is just observational and can't definitively prove the diet protects against the virus. The new Mayo Clinic Hospital in La Crosse is another step closer to opening its doors to patients. Mayo Clinic leaders and officials toured the facility yesterday. News 8's Michael Germain gives us an inside look.
So this here sets us up beautifully to continue our care of patients here in the community.
Physician site manager Scott Acuno says the new Mayo Clinic Hospital is built to last. Each floor of the hospital is tailored to the specific care patients need. The first floor will house radiology, while other floors will be dedicated to medical and surgical care, a family birth center, and a special care nursery. A lot of new equipment is being added to the radiology department, including a new CT scanner, MRI machine, and a new PET CT scanner.
The scans are going to come off the machine faster, so the patients are going to have less time they're spending in the machine.
In the PET CT room, patients can have their PET scanned to detect the spread of cancer or to capture detailed images of the brain and heart.
It's going to be safer and more comfortable for patients. The equipment's more accommodating for patients, so we're able to scan more patients.
This advanced facility allows Mayo Health Clinic to step forward in the services they offer, enhancing the quality of care for patients.
This allows us to kind of see what the future will bring here for the region.
Reporting in La Crosse, Michael Germain, News 8 Now this morning.
If you want to see the hospital, the public is invited to attend an open house this Sunday from 1 to 4 and will officially open its doors to its first patient September 24th. Cyclists riding for a charitable cause made a stop in La Crosse. The annual Project Hero Great Lakes Challenge is raising funds to support injured veterans and first responders. Project Hero, a national nonprofit, assists veterans and first responders affected by injury, PTSD, and traumatic brain injury. Riders began their journey Sunday in St. Paul and will conclude Saturday in Madison. Fishing rods and police badges united for a day of fun on the Mississippi. The Department of Natural Resources and local law enforcement cast their lines together for the second annual Cops and Bobbers event at Blackhawk Park in DeSoto. Kids aged 7 to 15 reeled in the excitement, joining officers for fishing adventures and thrilling boat rides on the mighty Mississippi. Thanks to generous community members who donated boats and supplies, young anglers who've never experienced the river's magic got their chance to make a splash.
Love fishing, but also helping kids would be the best part about this right now. Like going on boat rides, seeing other fish that they never seen before or never gone outdoors to fish.
The DNR put on a fish fry for all attendees with fish they caught during the day. The Hunger Task Force of La Crosse held its 13th annual Taste of the Garden fundraiser at Kane Street Community Garden. Each year, the task force has the event filled with wine tastings, live music, and samplings of food dishes from the area restaurants inspired by items grown in their garden. Funds raised go towards supporting the Kane Street Community Garden and the food recovery program to end hunger in our area. Time now is 6:38. Here's News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett to tell us what to expect on our morning commute.
All right, it's all about transition for the next few days, but we do have the fog and low cloud activity to contend with. We're looking at below seasonal average temperatures all the way into Friday, and then we transition right out into hotter conditions coming into the forecast. Temperatures are skyrocketing over the weekend, 87 to 92 degrees expected, and that could carry over into possibly Monday as well. City Cam showing you dense fog over downtown La Crosse, still holding on and not backing off anytime anytime soon. We'll also pick up the map here where you can see a lot of this patchy to dense fog out there still holding on all the way down from Eau Claire down into areas by Boscobel and Prairie du Chien. We'll also hold on to this possibly into the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock hour for this fog activity, and it gets out of the way. Current temperatures now still around 42 to at least 55 degrees out there, and of course you've already seen the fog. Not much on the radar right now, but that could change with more of this rainfall trying to track in later today, going up to the north by Ladysmith, and then kind of getting down, putting a sprinkle or two by Eau Claire, and maybe a sprinkle here locally as well as we finish out. Coming back again for Friday, we could see more rainfall coming back in the morning, and the possibility of more of that rainfall on the way for us as we go through the next few days. The Buzz Report here, we have singer Ashanti announced she had a son last month with her husband Nelly. More on the multiple recent announcements about their new marriage and their new baby when we return. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Right now, it's the Labor Day sale at Home Furniture. Get up to an extra 10% off sale prices, like this counter table and 4 chairs for just $999. Or pay no interest for 3 years during the Labor Day sale, going on now at Home Furniture.
Drugs, gangs, and crime are flooding into our communities. But instead of getting tough on the border, Senator Tammy Baldwin supported amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants, including convicted criminals. Criminals like an illegal immigrant with multiple DUI charges who went on to kill a Wisconsin father of 3 while driving drunk again. Tell Senator Tammy Baldwin no amnesty for illegal immigrants, especially criminals. Vote to secure the border.
Turn your collector car into cash. Remlinger Collector Car Auctions is now taking consignments for its fall auction on September 27th and 28th in Winona, Minnesota. Visit RemlingerAuctions.com to consign now and maximize your earnings. Early consigners receive the most exposure to our eager pre-qualified bidders. Reserve your spot today and join the excitement. Remlinger Collector Car Auctions, where every car has a story and every bid is an adventure.
50 years ago, I prayed this prayer, and it changed my life, and it can change your life. You see, I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired, and my life was in a mess. And I just got on my knees one night, and I said, God, I've sinned against you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. And I said, I believe Jesus Christ is your son, and I believe that he took my sins to the cross, and he died and shed his blood for my sins, and that he was buried, and that you raised him to life, and I'd like to invite him to come into my heart right now. And I prayed that prayer, and God heard my prayer, and he forgave me, and he'll forgive you, and he'll cleanse you and change your life starting today. Just pray this prayer as I say, God, I'm a sinner, I'm sorry, forgive me. I believe Jesus is your son. I want to trust him as my Savior and follow him as my Lord from this day forward. Amen. If you prayed that prayer, I want you to call right now that number that's on the screen. Call that number, and may God bless you.
Right now at Homeworld Rugs, get 15% off area rug sale prices. Discover a stunning array of patterns, sizes, and shapes with expert guidance in every showroom to ensure you find your perfect rug. 15% off area rugs going on now at Homeworld Rugs.
Well, morning fog and low cloud activity pretty much across our area now. Still holding on through the region. We'll see this fog, again, as I mentioned before, hanging out to about 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock and getting out of the way. Downtown La Crosse is still holding on to this fog, but it's literally backing off just a bit, you can see. But we still have that fog still holding on to some locations, especially up by the college where folks are walking around, riding their bikes, so please be careful. We've got the view also of La Crosse. We have it of Eau Claire as well. Eau Claire is looking to be a little bit sunnier and less fog out there currently. shortly. Cooler conditions that will continue all the way into Friday, and then we transition right back into hot weather conditions coming in all the way through the weekend and possibly into Friday. Well, we'll see from Friday going all the way into at least Monday. Then it begins to back off somewhat slowly but surely. We'll have the mild conditions finishing out. Then that warm air is going to gradually kind of increase going into Minneapolis and working its way into our area as we go into Saturday, going into Sunday as well, then continuing into Monday, tracking down a little bit by Chicago eventually, and then we start to cool it down back to the upper 80s to around the middle 80s again, back to mild conditions. That being said, that's what's happening for you, but take a look at what's coming in with it as well. More transition from dry weather to potentially wet weather. Slowly but surely, 10% chance, eking up to about a 10% chance as we finish out the day going into the afternoon. Then we come back again tomorrow and we'll see more of that rainfall, possibly a 20 to 30% chance popping into the picture here, as you can see here locally. So we may get a sprinkle out of this, maybe a shower, continuing on from the north down to the south and then packing off. We'll see more rainfall coming back again for Saturday down to the south, Decorah all the way to Boscobel and Prairie du Chien. And then we see some rainfall coming up from the south, and that's going to continue to move up northward, and we could see more rainfall possibly picking up into the picture there. That too is another 20 to 30% chance. Highs for the day, 70s widespread, up to 79 for us locally here for La Crosse. Eau Claire, 77 degrees. We'll also see as we go into Friday, we get to 81 degrees or so for Friday, and then get into Eau Claire, they're looking at least 79 degrees potentially with a little bit of rainfall. That's what I just showed you. It will be at least 87 degrees on Saturday as we go right into the highs, but we're also seeing the feels like temperature is going to show that's going to feel like 91 degrees for you. So it's going to get hot and it's going to be uncomfortable for the next few days going into the weekend and beyond. How about this though? 79 today, 81 tomorrow, 87 for Saturday with a 20% chance of rainfall. We'll also see some of that carry over into Saturday going into Sunday night, possibly to a 30% chance. 91 degrees for Sunday with 92 coming in for Monday. Rainfall coming back again possibly into the overnight into Tuesday. We'll see 87 degrees for Tuesday with sunny skies continuing into Wednesday, where temperatures are back down to 85 and mild and comfortable. Oh yes. How about Thursday though? A 30% chance of rainfall, and that could bring in a shower or two as well, maybe a storm. Back to you.
In our Morning Buzz report, life is imitating art for Ashanti. More than 20 years after her song Baby climbed the charts, she's got one of her own. The singer announced she had a son last month with husband Nelly. The 43-year-old says she's been waiting to be a mother for a long time. The couple named the boy Kareem Kincaid Haynes. Janet Jackson is telling her fans it's all for you as she heads back to Sin City for a new residency. The 58-year-old Grammy Award-winning singer made the announcement on social media. It's called Janet Jackson Las Vegas and will take place at Resorts World Theater. The 10-show run will kick off December 30th. The final shows are scheduled for Valentine's Day weekend. Tickets will go on sale next week. The last time Jackson had a residency in Las Vegas was in 2019. And country singer Thomas Rhett is dropping new music tomorrow. The album, About a Woman, has 14 songs that Rhett says are about his wife and gave him an opportunity to say I love you in a lot of different ways.
기억나? 그때는 우리가 얼마나 행복했는지.
14년입니다. 나를 왜 찾으십니까?
놓친 적이 없으니까.
Season 2 of Pachinko picks up its parallel stories in 1945 Osaka and 1989 Tokyo. The award-winning series, based on the best-selling novel, returns Friday on Apple TV+. You seen that one, Art?
I have not. Looks interesting.
Yeah, it does. And before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Alicia is turning 8 years old today. She loves to ride her bike, she loves to draw, make her own jewelry, and play tennis and visit with her family in Indonesia.
And Brendan is also turning 8. He loves to play football, being on the family farm, and playing cards.
Right on. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button underneath the Home tab. The time now is 6:47. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less. Your morning news now is up next.
Refresh your space with a mid-century makeover at Ashley. During the Labor Day sale, discover statement pieces starting at $499.99. Plus, get 0% interest for 5 years on in-store purchases. No minimum purchase required. Shop more deals in-store and online.
Life has become too expensive. Groceries and gas have gotten out of control, and red tape is killing the economy. But fortunately, our Congressman, Derek Van Orden, is fighting for solutions to make living more affordable for us in Wisconsin. He's advocating for common sense bills that would make everyday items like gas and groceries more affordable.
Now, Congress has an opportunity to lower costs by cutting red tape. Tell Congressman Van Orden to keep working to lower costs and support the Red Tape Reduction Act.
Kyle just made a decision that would change his whole world.
Hey, you're sober? You drive.
Kyle just made a decision that would change his whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over.
It's the Labor Day sale at Drury's in Fountain, a huge store-wide event with savings on southern Minnesota's finest furniture. You'll find a stunning selection with savings you've come to expect at Drury's. Savings on top brands like Smith Brothers, Flexsteel, Eckernes, and Homecrest. Plus, special financing is available if your purchase is paid in full within 24 months. We'll even pay for your gas just for shopping at Drury's. Store-wide savings, 24-month financing, and free gas. Now during the Labor Day sale at Drury's in Fountain.
We provide specialty level care in anything from wisdom tooth removal to dental implant placement to more complex corrective jaw surgeries.
Trying to make it as easy of an experience as you can go through. We're the most experienced clinic in the region for these types of procedures. If you or your family member needs wisdom teeth removed, tooth extraction, dental implants, you found the right place. We'd be happy to see you here.
We work closely with your general dentist. Have a discussion with your dentist about a referral to us.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
There's a side of Eric Hovde you might not know. In his 20s, he was diagnosed with MS, and in that moment, his life and priorities changed. Eric started Hovde Homes. Hovde Homes rescue abandoned children from sex trafficking and slavery. For children who never experienced real love, Hovde Homes offer the love, care, and support they need to heal. MS changed Eric's life, and thousands of children are alive today because of it.
Labor Day mattress deals are happening now at Ashley. For a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select mattress purchases. Plus, get 0% interest for 5 years on in-store purchases. Only at Ashley.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time. Celebrating 70 years. We're News 8 Now.
Welcome back. It's 6:51. Time for your morning news now. The trial date and location have been set for the man accused of killing Madeline Kingsbury. Adam Fravel's jury trial set to start October 7th in Mankato after it was moved out of Winona County due to concerns over not being able to have a fair trial there. Fravel faces first-degree murder charges in Kingsbury's death. She disappeared in March of 2023, prompting a massive search. Her body was found last June. Canada's two main railway companies shut down, halting all rail shipments across the U.S.-Canadian border. This is the first simultaneous work stoppage for Canadian National Railway and Canadian Pacific Kansas City due to labor dispute. The stoppage could severely impact both economies and disrupt passenger train traffic. In less than a week, La Crosse's unsheltered population will need new places to stay as the camping ban on all city-owned property takes effect. Catholic Charities, a nonprofit serving the homeless, is preparing for increased demand. Advancement Director Rob Grover reports a rise in shelter requests and anticipates more following the ban.
Some of those folks that were really apprehensive about coming into the shelter, they may be coming here. But the truth of the matter is, we've got capacity limits for safety reasons. We can't take everyone. So I think one of the concerns is going to be, where are people going to go?
The Reach Center is also expecting an increase in demand once the ban goes into effect. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz accepted the nomination for vice president at the Democratic National Convention last night. He delivered the evening's keynote speech, introducing himself to the American people. Former President Bill Clinton and media mogul Oprah Winfrey were among the Democratic heavyweights and A-listers who also spoke. Former President Trump held his first outdoor rally since being the target of an assassination attempt last month in Pennsylvania. A wall of bulletproof glass surrounded the podium as Trump addressed a crowd of hundreds in the battleground state of North Carolina. Toma's school board is asking for your help with a major decision. On Monday, they voted 6-1 to put a $177 million referendum on the November 5th ballot. If approved, the district will use the funds to build a new high school, turn the current high school into a middle school, and convert the old middle school into an elementary school. The referendum would also include upgrades to various student programs.
Very excited about the potential for the collaborative learning spaces, increasing the access for our fine arts programs, increasing the access to our gyms that would be available for extracurricular, etc., through this particular capital referendum.
Keep an eye on your mailbox. The district will be sending out information soon. A new free option for filing your taxes is coming to Wisconsin. Governor Evers announcing Wisconsin will join the IRS Direct File program for the 2025 tax season. That means you'll be able to file your taxes online directly with the IRS at no cost. Winona drivers, take note. A major road closure begins today. The Highway Department says County Road 17 will be shut down for up to 4 weeks as crews replace a culvert box. Both lanes will be closed to traffic, but local residents will have access to an alternate route. Plan your commute accordingly and expect delays in the area. Fishing rods and police badges united for a day of fun on the Mississippi. The DNR and local police hosted kids for fishing and boating. Community donations made the event possible, giving many their first river experience. This second annual event aims to promote outdoor recreation and positive police interactions.
Love fishing, but also helping kids would be the best part about this right now. Like going on boat rides, seeing other fish that they never seen before or never gone outdoors to fish.
The DNR put on a fish fry for all attendees with the fish they caught.
All right, it's all about transition as we transition into, well, cooler conditions today and tomorrow. Then hotter conditions coming in for the weekend, my friends. We're going to see widespread 70s today. Your evening looks pretty nice as well, 70s and some 60s. Still holding on to some clouds, though, with increasing clouds going in with a little chance of rainfall. We'll call it a 10% chance. We'll do the same for Saturday as well, 20 to 30% chance there. And we have temperatures, so it'll feel like it's 91 degrees on Saturday for us in La Crosse, but it will have a high of 87 degrees. Get out, enjoy it if you can. Have a wonderful day. It's going to be beautiful.
Thank you, Art. A 116-year-old Japanese woman and former mountaineer has become the new candidate for the Guinness World Records World's Oldest Person title. Tomiko Ituka was born 116 years ago on May 23, 1908 in Western Japan. To put that in perspective, the mother of three at the same time as the Wright brothers made their first public flights. I'm not sure what she did at the same time, but and when the first long-distance radio message was sent from the Eiffel Tower. She's still partially active to this day. The research firm said Ituka had climbed the 10,000 feet to the top of Mount Ontake in her 70s. 116 years, that is incredible, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Well done.
Yes, happy birthday. She's celebrating her birthday, right? Or I think she's maybe becoming the oldest.
Just the oldest person.
Yeah, okay. Well, congrats.
Well, cheers to her anyway.
Massive feat, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for starting your morning with us. We will see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your day.